My current time spent in game is actually at an all-time low. While naturally being at a content low point between patches, I've also recently achieved a few goals that I had on my bucket list, including getting best in slot on my main class, getting a Heaven's Ward relic, completing my Blue Mage spellbook, and grabbing all of those TT cards. While I am hugely enjoying taking time away from FF14 at the moment to enjoy other games, I do still dip in regularly to complete my weekly checklist to keep things ticking over. I am somewhat addicted to FF14, so this keeps both my FF14 withdrawal at bay and keeps my character ticking over, adding about 1.2 million gil to my coffers per week for a couple of hours effort. Let me know if you have any other weekly must-haves after I give you a lowdown on mine. Current weekly checklist. The Unreal Trial and Faux Hollows. Over the last couple of months I've been doing Sophia Unreal weekly and it's been the smoothest Unreal to date, apart from this guy of course. Some may curse me suggesting pure luck, but when joining Party Finder parties on reset day, I rarely have an issue and take less than 45 mins to get both runs done in addition to the minigame. Averaging 50 leaves a week, you'll be able to obtain a Corgi after 8 weeks, which currently average 4 million gil across EU servers, so that's roughly 500,000 gil per week for 45 minutes. Blue Mage Mass Carnival weekly targets. Completing the 3 weekly targets takes me about 20 mins on average and nets me enough allied seals for 110 Ethanite tickets, which affords me all the free teleports I need for a week and more, easily worth 50k plus in savings. Custom deliveries. Super easy crafter scripts and GIL. Usually nets over 2000 white and 2000 purple crafting scripts per week for less than 10 minutes effort. Super easy, as the only ingredients needed to craft are brought from NPCs in the same area as the custom delivery NPCs. Exchanging those scripts for items like grip gels and immutable solutions can easily net up to 100k for 10 mins at current prices. Island Sanctuaries. I'll stop by once a week to refresh my workshop agenda for the following week and check on the amount of food for my animals and seeds for my crops. Otherwise, the rest of the week is automated. Assuming I need to do a little gathering to fill any demand gaps for my workshop, I'll be on the island for 30 mins max per week and will trade the 15,000 plus calories netted for the dyes available, usually netting me an easy 200,000 plus per week for 30 mins effort. I'll normally do any gathering when in a duty queue or waiting for the party finder to fill. Turn in leaves. In particular, the level 86 alchemist leave in Old Charlayan, practical command. I'll gather most of the raw materials myself, minus Petaluda scales which I'll stockpile for my retainer, and then do the 42 crafts and turn-ins allowed per week, which equates to about 450,000 gil per week for an hour's effort. Roughly 10k per leave plus crystals to sell. The Dome and Enclave. Super speedy, trade items, usually silver coins from retainers for me, up to the total value of 20,000 gil and you get 40,000 back. 1 minute in and out. Wondrous Tales. I'm not particularly concerned if I miss this on any one week, but especially if a lot of the stamps have synergy with other things I want to do, then I'll polish off the remaining stamps with unsynced solo runs of the ARR trials. On the off chance of hitting a jackpot to get a multi-million gil 3-line item jackpot, but it's not happened yet. Moving from gil to MGP. Gold Saucer Jackpot. Buy tickets, check results, 1 minute. Done it for 3 years but never betted third prize. Gold Saucer Fashion Show. 2 mins on a Friday for 60,000 MGP. Fantastic sources like Kato Star quickly post the answers for mere mortals like me to grab the needed gear pieces from vendors or the market board and hand over to the judge in the Gold Saucer for the speediest MGP ever. All in all, an easy 1.2 million gil per week at least. Anecdotally, some other weeklies I've now dropped but fill more of my time earlier in the patch. Current Savage tier for best in slot. As a resident party finder, I was thankful to the 12th that I did not have to go the full 16 weeks to get my chest and weapon. The latest Alliance raid for the Triple Tried card. Just doing it once a week, this took me a while. I was enraged with Salt that one time one person rolled and took home all 3 cards from one run. A rank hunts. My favourite way to cap the latest tomestones when still interested in gearing, doing a handful on reset day when busy, to cap tomes and add to my materia cluster stockpiles in anticipation of melds of the next raid tier. I'll briefly touch on the dailies that I try and do, though if life gets in the way, then it's no big deal. Currently, gardening, which is brand new to me, so I'm not going to place a guild value here as I don't yet really know my results. I'm currently trying to grow those tasty Thavernerian onions, which often retail at 100,000 gil per pop. Whether I'll be successful, only time will tell. 1 minute a day to tend and throw down some fish meal. Retainers. Field and quick hunting. Usually when I'm in game, I'll send my 2 hunting for Petaluda skills, 30 per hour to feed into the leave already mentioned. Before logging out, I'll usually send them on the longer field missions and use the Allegan coins for the following week's Doman Enclave submission. If I'm full of scales, I'll try and get the odd item which sells for OK gil. For example, Birkenham Sap has been decent recently as it feeds into making grip gels for the latest crafting gear. Roulettes. I'll do the occasional one, dependent on if I need the instance for something else like Wondrous Tales, or if I just fancy a dungeon run for fun. Treasure map. I'll gather my daily one map, taking 1 minute, usually selling for at least 20k. Previous daily activities earlier in the patch. Beast tribes. I could still do it for battle experience or additional gil, but I can't really be arsed. Get to max rank, buy the card and mount, and then I'm done. For a time, I was religiously also doing the MSQ roulette for Poetics for the Heavensward relic, which requires a lot of them, but that's now in the bag thankfully. Last of all, a few ad hoc activities. Treasure hunts. If I see a group in the party finder, why? Because gil, but mainly because they're a lot of fun. I'm slowly working on the latest new crafting and gathering gear, gathering the materials and doing the crafts, generally to fill time when in the duty queue or waiting for the party finder fill. I'll also try and get a quick 30-minute blast of gathering in each week to sell items for gil. Lastly, as of the time of this vid being published, I'm just about to step into Deliberary Regine Savage for the first time, so wish me good luck on that. All done. Pipe up in the comments with anything you cannot let slide on a weekly or daily basis, and I'll be eternally grateful for your help supporting the channel grow if you like and subscribe to complete the duty.